My name is Fatma El Said, and I will be filling in for Alicia Vaughn as your host for today's segment, Filmmaking. Joining me today is Tom Wright, who will be producing a short film in Montgomery County this summer. The name of his film is No Wings for the Caterpillar. Now let's hear about this exciting project, Tom. I'd like to begin by asking you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, I'm Tom Wright. My background is in theater and live entertainment and photography.
Would you like to share some more insight on your background in the arts and photography?
Sure. I've been involved in producing a lot of live entertainment, opera, ballet, theater, rock and roll shows, and did that for quite a few years. And theater is what I studied in college, primarily lighting design. And photography, I've been working in photography now for probably 18 years. Mostly do industrial photography, but also do some commercial photography and portraits, headshots, marketing photography.
What got you to transition into film?
Well, I had this idea for this film several years ago, and because the technology has become a lot more affordable, I decided I wanted to give it a try.
Now I see that you've begun a new project. Can you give us some more details on that?
Sure. The project is called No Wings for the Caterpillar. It is a 3-component project. It includes film, television, and theater. And it's about psychological trauma, or when something really bad happens to someone and they have a hard time coping with it. Naturally, they have to try to dissolve that trauma and return to their normal selves. Well, sometimes that doesn't always happen. That the trauma can linger, or it doesn't get healed properly. And somewhere down the line, it impacts a person's behavior or attitudes, or it can have a bad effect on what happens with people as they're growing older. The premise of the project is that when a person is dealing with this unresolved trauma, a piece of them breaks off. So they lose a piece of themselves. So this piece that broke off goes off into limbo somewhere in that imaginary place. So the project picks up where these parts are characters. They're all teenagers, and they get woke up from their trauma, or from their from their limbo, and they get sent into this room called the disposition room. And all these kids, there's 7 of them, all these kids, they're strangers to each other. They don't know each other. They don't know why they're there. They don't know what they're doing. And I can talk more about that later.
What pushed you to create this film?
Personal events, life primarily, things that have happened to people that I've known, things that have happened to people that I don't know. The thing that really clinched it for me was a news story that I read a couple of years ago about a young boy. He was 14 years old, and he committed suicide because he needed to be one last mouth to feed.
What audience do you feel like would resonate most with this film?
Oh, I think primarily the teenagers and older would definitely get something out of it.
How do you think you will push them to watch this film? What would you do to push them to be interested in watching your film?
Oh, just make sure the log line is good, and that the trailer is good.
I'd also like to ask, what was your inspiration, other than your personal interest in this subject? What was your inspiration?
I wanted to make a film that combined with a television show. Basically, the television show part of it gives audience a look behind the scenes, and a theater part.
When we come back after a quick break, we will talk to Tom more about the characters in the new film project, No Wings for the Caterpillar.
There are many ways of wrapping production cables. Most of them are wrong.
To protect the cable and keep it from tangling, the accepted method in the video industry is the RCA wrap, commonly known as over-under. This is how you do it. Grab the cable for the length where you want to make your first loop. Bring your hands together. Now gently twist so that the cable forms a natural loop. This is over. After your first loop, reach down, palm of your hand away from your body, grab the next bit of cable, and bring your hands together, looping the cable under. Now reach down again and loop the cable over. Continue to alternate between over and under until your cable is fully coiled. If your cable is wrapped properly, you can uncoil the cable quickly with no loops, kinks, or tangles. It takes practice to master the over-under method, but when you do, you will make your facilities manager very happy.
If you want to learn more about this or other video production techniques, sign up for classes at Montgomery Community Media.
Welcome back, everyone, to our show on filmmaking. For those just joining us, my name is Fatima El-Sayed, and I'm your host. I'm talking with Tom Wright about his upcoming film, No Wings for the Caterpillar. Now, before the break, we were talking about your inspiration for the film, and now I'd like to move towards the characters. Can you share with us a little insight on the characters?
Sure. There are 7 main characters. They're all between the ages of 12 and 16. Elliot is 14. He will end up being able to get back with the whole person that he was cut off of. Skylar, she is 13, and she also will be able to get back with the whole person that she was cut off of. The reason for that being is for those two people were able to resolve their trauma and were able to be pulled back together as whole. Sam, unfortunately, Sam is 16, and he will grow up to be a serial killer, and he will die by a lethal injection when he's 37 years old. Dawn is a 15-year-old girl, and she lives until she is 73 years old. The only thing is that she dedicated all her life to working all the time, so her relationships were very, very short, and so she was pretty lonely when she passed away of old age. Calvin is another 14-year-old boy who has extremely low self-esteem, so low that, in fact, he neglects his health and ends up dying of a heart attack when he's 52. Rosario is a 15-year-old girl, and she is a heroic type of character. She joins the military, and she dies saving her squad during a military conflict when she is 19 years old. And finally, Kyle is a 12-year-old boy who unfortunately commits suicide when he's 14 because of a situation in his family where they couldn't afford to feed everybody, so he decided that by ending his life, there would be one less mouth to feed. So that's the main characters. There are a couple of other adult characters in there, but those are the main ones.
All these characters seem to have like these specific and these unique personalities in them. How did you decide on these unique personas?
Just from different examples of where unresolved trauma can lead people. Mainly. The thing that I think is really unique about the characters is each character has a theme song. It's a popular song, maybe not popular for your age group today, but popular for not too long ago. And the theme song basically tells you how the character's attitude and mood is when they're doing their performance. So it helps the actors as well as kind of gives us a clue to what this person is like.
What are you hoping people, specifically teenagers, will learn from your film?
Well, I think my main point with the film, with the project as a whole, is to, to kind of get the message out that, we have to look after our children. We have to make sure if they do experience something really bad in their lives, that we have to make sure that they absolutely are able to resolve that issue and to get back to a normal life.
When will filming begin for the film, and when will it be available to view?
Filming is scheduled to begin in the summer, later in the summer. We hope to be in post-production by October and with the completion of the film by December.
Where can the audience find more information on your film?
Anyone can email me at wright.photo@yahoo.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. If they want to get involved in the project, if they want to act on the project. Right now I have 47 applicants for the 7 major roles that want to audition for the part. So we're doing pretty good.
Tom Wright, thank you for joining us today. If you would like more information on the film project, you can email Tom at tomwright.photo. Thank you so much for joining us today. See you next time.